the popular OTC pill seniors take daily that permanently damages kidneys, hidden danger exposed. That daily pain pill that feels harmless? After 60, it can quietly choke blood flow to your kidneys. No pain, no warning, until labs crash. Here's the part almost no one hears up front. NSAIDs are linked to a significant slice of drug-related kidney injuries in older adults. Most labels won't spell out your real-world risk. In the next few minutes, you'll learn the risks seniors miss, the triple whammy combo that tanks filtration, how to spot NSAIDs hiding on labels, and safer strategies that actually work. Stay with me. There's a secret timing trap that makes this 10x worse, and I'll show you exactly how to avoid it. The problem most seniors miss: NSAIDs plus aging kidneys. Most people think NSAIDs, Ibuprofen, Naproxen, Diclofenac, just tame pain and swelling. The thing most people miss is how they do it. They block prostaglandins, the tiny messengers that also keep kidney blood vessels open when you're stressed, low on fluids, or your pressure dips. That's fine when you're 30 and fully hydrated. After 60, kidney reserve naturally shrinks. Block those prostaglandins, and you squeeze the incoming arteriole, drop filtration pressure, and quietly reduce your glomerular filtration rate. You won't feel that squeeze. Your labs will later. This clicked for me when I realized prostaglandins are the kidney's backup plan. When volume is low or stress is high, they dilate vessels to maintain flow. NSAIDs remove that safety net. If your baseline EGFR is already lower with age, your margin for error is thin. Add heat, illness, or skipped fluids, and the same, safe, dose hits much harder. Now here's where most people mess up. They equate as directed with safe for me. Labels assume a healthy adult with no interacting meds. Many seniors take ACE inhibitors or ARBs for blood pressure, and diuretics like furosemide or hydrochlorothiazide. That combo relaxes the kidney's outflow and pulls down volume, while NSAIDs clamp inflow. That triple whammy can drop filtration fast. Even without all three, a hot day or stomach bug can turn a routine dose into a kidney-straining event. Quick pause. Why does this matter today? Because early kidney effects show up within hours to days. Reduced blood flow, sodium retention, and a bump in blood pressure. Stack those hits across a heat wave or a flu, and you tip into acute kidney injury. You might bounce back, but each hit can leave a small dent, less reserved for next time. Over months to years, dents add up to a steeper EGFR decline than expected for age. Let me open a loop you need to hear. The first 30 days of daily NSAID use are often the most dangerous for seniors, especially if you're also adjusting blood pressure meds or recovering from illness. I'll explain the timing trap in a minute, but first, the silent signs people ignore. You can take an NSAID, feel better, and assume all is well. Meanwhile, inside the nephron, sodium and water retention creep up, blood pressure inches higher, and filtration dips. Early clues: tighter shoes by evening, a pound or two of sudden weight, darker urine when you've been active, or fewer bathroom trips. Sometimes you notice nothing until a routine test shows creatinine up and EGFR down. That "I feel fine" window tempts daily use. And that's the trap. Access makes stacking easy. OTC status means you can buy it anywhere, and the same ingredient hides across brands. One says arthritis pain, another sinus, another PM. It's common to double dose without realizing it. The mistake that ruins everything is grabbing a daytime sinus pill with ibuprofen, then a PM pain pill that also has ibuprofen, 2 loads in 12 hours, on top of a dehydrating day. Here's the shortcut nobody teaches. Connect 3 facts before any dose: your age and kidney reserve, your hydration today, and your current meds. Over 60 with hypertension or diabetes. Strike 1. Fever, vomiting, diarrhea, heavy sweating, travel, or fasting. Strike 2. ACE inhibitor or ARB plus a diuretic. Strike 3. Skip NSAIDs unless your clinician explicitly clears them. Let me show you exactly how this plays out. A 68-year-old with knee pain takes ibuprofen during a heat spell, keeps gardening, and drinks coffee instead of water. Pain improves, but by day 4 his ankles puff, blood pressure jumps, and urine darkens. Labs show creatinine up, EGFR down, classic hemodynamic strain. He stops NSAIDs, hydrates, and recovers. Repeat that cycle a few times a year, and recovery becomes incomplete. Small dents, real loss. Now, the timing trap payoff. The dangerous window often opens when routines shift. You start a new blood pressure med, add a diuretic, catch a virus, or travel. You're already low on volume or altering kidney blood flow. Add an NSAID, especially duplicated in a combo, and you amplify the squeeze exactly when you need the prostaglandin backup most. That's why the first days and weeks of "I'll just take one" daily spike risk. Common red flags that your kidneys aren't happy after NSAIDs: swelling in feet or hands, rings that suddenly feel tight, a noticeable blood pressure bump, darker urine with fewer trips, unusual fatigue, or brain fog. Anyone can have other causes, but 2 or more, especially after a couple of NSAID days, are your signal to pause the drug, push fluids with electrolytes, and call your clinician. If you remember nothing else from this section, remember this trade-off. NSAIDs help pain by blocking prostaglandins, but after 60 your kidneys rely on those prostaglandins to keep blood flowing under stress. Remove the safety net during dehydration or with the triple whammy, and you trade short-term relief for long-term reserve. Up next, we'll decode labels and expose the duplicate dose landmines most people miss. Why labels don't protect you after 60. Let's crack the label code, because this is where good intentions get people hurt. The front says fast relief and long-lasting, but the safety math lives in the fine print, and it's not written for aging kidneys, multiple meds, or dehydrated days. Start with the assumption baked into every bottle: a healthy adult, normal kidney reserve, steady fluids, and no interacting drugs. That's not most people over 60. Your filtration is lower, you're more prone to dehydration, and you're often on blood pressure meds. Same directions, very different risk. The thing most people miss sits at the top of the drug facts: the active ingredient and milligrams. Ignore the brand. Say it out loud. Ibuprofen 200 milligrams or Naproxen 220 milligrams. 2 bottles, 2 different promises on the front, same NSAID inside. Buy both, and you've doubled your dose without knowing. Now, the booby traps, combo products, PM, sinus, cold/flu, and migraine formulas often tuck an NSAID next to a decongestant, antihistamine, or caffeine. You think you're rotating, but you're repeating the same NSAID. Daytime sinus tab at breakfast, PM caplet at night, 2 NSAID loads in 12 hours, plus your separate pain tablet at midday. That's duplicate dosing in plain sight. Here's where it gets sneakier after 60. Timing and interactions don't show up on the front. ACE inhibitors, or ARBs, like lisinopril or losartan, relax the kidney's outflow. Diuretics like furosemide or HCTZ pull volume down. And NSAID clamps inflow. Together, they can drop filtration quickly. They triple whammy. Low-dose aspirin adds confusion too. Aspirin is an NSAID for platelets, not pain. Taking ibuprofen near it can blunt aspirin's heart protection while still stressing kidneys. Labels won't explain that timing puzzle in simple language. Let me show you a 30-second scan that protects you. Step 1, active ingredient and strength, name it out loud. Step 2, directions, max tablets per day and spacing. Step 3, warnings, hunt for kidney dehydration, diuretics, high blood pressure, heart failure, and age. Step 4, other ingredients. Pseudoephedrine or phenylephrine can raise blood pressure. Diphenhydramine sedates and hides pain signals. Step 5, check your shelf. Do you already have a product with the same NSAID? Open loop you need to close right now. The label assumes you're tracking totals across every product in your house. Most people aren't. That's how one a day becomes 2 or 3. Fix it with a tiny med log, paper or phone. Each time you take something with an NSAID, write the time and milligrams. Do the same for acetaminophen. Cold and flu combos hide it, and double dosing acetaminophen shifts the danger to your liver. You might ask, can't I just pick a safer NSAID? Honestly, swapping brands won't undo age, dehydration, or the triple combo. Your risk profile and today's fluid status drive safety more than the label. That's why 2 people can take the same dose, and only one gets into trouble. Context. Microstory to make this stick. A 72-year-old grabbed a sinus day and PM pain during a head cold plus his usual arthritis tablets. He thought he was rotating. All 3 listed ibuprofen in tiny print. He slept better, but by day 3 his ankles puffed, his blood pressure jumped, and his urine darkened. The front labels helped him pick. The back labels would have kept him safe. Here's the shortcut nobody teaches. Run a pre-dose checklist. 1. Age 60 plus with CKD, diabetes, heart failure, or hypertension. 2. On an ACE inhibitor or ARB, a diuretic, aspirin, anticoagulant, or steroids. 3. Dehydrated today from fever, vomiting, diarrhea, heat, travel, or fasting. Any yes moves you out of the green zone. 2 yes. Avoid oral NSAIDs. Choose a topical first or acetaminophen within your limit. 3 yes. That's a hard no. Talk to a pharmacist. Make the pharmacist your ally. Say your age, meds, and kidney history, then ask 3 questions. Is there an NSAID here? Does it interact with my ACE/ARB or diuretic? What's the safest option for my kidneys today? In 5 minutes, they'll often steer you to Diclofenac gel, a clear acetaminophen schedule under 3,000 milligrams, and a hydration plan. One last trap: effervescent or soluble rapid tablets can be loaded with sodium. Pair that with NSAID-driven fluid retention, and blood pressure rises fast. After 60, that's a double hit you don't need. If you remember nothing else here, ignore the front, read the active line, hunt duplicates, track totals, and ask a pharmacist when you've got any kidney, med, or dehydration flag. Labels protect healthy, hydrated adults. You need a plan. The silent damage timeline, from first pills to lasting loss. Let's map what actually happens, because the pattern is sneaky and it starts fast. Within the first few doses, NSAIDs reduce prostaglandin support, the kidney's inflow vessel tightens, and filtration pressure dips. You don't feel that. What you might notice in 24 to 48 hours is subtle fluid retention, shoes a bit tighter by evening, rings that don't slide, a quick 2-pound uptick on the scale. Your blood pressure can creep higher because you're holding sodium and water. If you're also a little dehydrated, urine darkens, and you go less often, pain feels better, so you keep dosing. That's the false green light. Now, here's where most people mess up. They expect the body to adjust to daily NSAIDs. It does, but not the way you want. Each bout of reduced kidney blood flow is a small hemodynamic hit. Stack hits through a heat wave, a stomach bug, or long travel, and you tip into acute kidney injury. That's when labs jump, creatinine rises, EGFR drops. You may feel wiped out, lightheaded, or mildly confused because waste products aren't clearing well. Stop the NSAID, hydrate, rest, and you can recover, but not always to the same baseline. Once you nail this picture, the long game clicks. Think dents. Every acute hit can leave a small dent in reserve. You might bounce back on paper, but the cushion shrinks. Over months to years, repeated dents make your EGFR slope steeper than normal aging. Day to day you feel fine, which is why this timeline fools smart people. Open loop you need to close. The first 30 days of "I'll just take one daily" are a hotspot. Why? New habits collide with shifting physiology. Med changes, illness recovery, travel dehydration. Add a combo product that duplicates an NSAID, and you've amplified the clamp at the worst time. I'll show you how to sidestep that in 30 seconds, but watch how the timeline spirals. Micro story. A 70-year-old on losartan and HCDZ starts morning ibuprofen for shoulder pain. Week 1 is fine. Then a cold hits, fever, poor appetite, less water, sinus day in the morning, and PM pain at night, both hide ibuprofen. On day 4, ankles puff, BP is 16 points higher, urine darkens, and he's peeing less. He blames the virus and takes another PM dose. Labs the next day, creatinine up, EGFR down. He pauses NSAIDs, hydrates, recovers partway in a week. 2 months later, a heat spell plus yard work repeats the story, and the dent deepens. This next part separates beginners from pros, catching early red flags and acting fast. Watch for clusters, not one-offs. Rapid weight gain in 24 to 48 hours that isn't food-related new or worsening swelling in feet, ankles, or hands, a noticeable bump in home blood pressure on NSAID days, darker urine plus going less often, unusual fatigue, brain fog, or mild shortness of breath 2 or more after a couple of doses. Pause NSAIDs. Push fluids with electrolytes, elevate your legs briefly, and call your clinician for guidance and possible labs. Waiting to see if it passes is how a small hit turns into a bigger one. Let me show you the predictable stress plus NSAID moment so you can dodge it. You're mostly fine on occasional low doses. Then add one stressor: fever, vomiting, diarrhea, heavy sweating, fasting for a procedure, or long travel, and your blood volume drops. Pair that with an ACE inhibitor or ARB and a diuretic, and inflow-outflow balance is already delicate. Take an NSAID, especially a hidden duplicate in a combo, and filtration can fall fast. That's the timeline's trapdoor. Here's the shortcut nobody teaches. Build a 48 to 72-hour pause rule. If you've had GI losses, fever, heavy sweat, long travel, or a diuretic day, skip NSAIDs for the next 2 to 3 days while you hydrate and reassess. If you're on an ACE inhibitor or ARB, be even stricter. Once urine is pale and frequent again, your blood pressure is back to your normal, and swelling is gone, only then consider a brief NSAID rescue. Lowest dose, 1 day if truly needed. Another micro story for the payoff. A 69-year-old with knee OA kept a simple BP and urine color log whenever he used a rescue dose. On a hot week, after daytime yard work and a PM pain tablet, his evening BP hit 156/92, ankles puffed, urine browned. He paused NSAIDs, used Diclofenac gel and timed acetaminophen, added electrolytes, and called his clinician. Labs showed a small creatinine bump, caught early, back to baseline a week later. He rewrote his plan: topicals daily, acetaminophen within 3,000 milligrams, rescue NSAID only on cool, well-hydrated days, rarely needed. If you remember nothing else from this timeline, remember this: NSAIDs can cause a hemodynamic hit within hours, repeated hits leave dents, and dents add up to real, lasting loss. Catch clusters early, pause during stress, and treat duplicates like landmines. Next, we'll connect your kidneys to your heart and stomach, the triangle that turns a simple pill into a system-wide problem. The kidney-heart-stomach triangle. Here's where a simple pain pill becomes a system problem. When NSAIDs cut prostaglandins in the kidney, you don't just lower filtration, you also retain sodium and water. More fluid means higher pressure. Higher pressure makes your heart work harder, and if you've got hypertension or heart failure, that extra load shows up fast. Ankles puff, you're short of breath on stairs, and your cuff jumps 10 to 20 points by evening. That's the kidney-heart handoff most people miss. Now here's where most people mess up. They respond by increasing their blood pressure pill while keeping the NSAID. That's backwards. The NSAID is blocking the kidney's safety valves. Turning up lisinopril or losartan can actually drop the outflow tone further, which, paired with an NSAID clamp on inflow, lowers filtration pressure more, especially if you're a bit dehydrated. The smart move is to pause the NSAID, rehydrate with electrolytes, and recheck your blood pressure over the next 24 to 48 hours. The stomach is the third corner. Those same prostaglandins protect your GI lining. Cut them, and gastritis and bleeding risk rise, especially after 60, and more if you drink alcohol, take steroids, anticoagulants, or daily aspirin. Early clues are sneaky. Indigestion you don't usually get, black stools, coffee ground vomit, dizziness, or new weakness. Pair a GI bleed with NSAID-driven fluid retention, and you've got a bad mix. Less oxygen delivery, more pressure, and kidneys under strain. Open loop you need to close. Some rapid or effervescent pain tablets pack a high sodium load. Add that to NSAID-related water retention, and your ankles balloon. If you have heart failure, that extra salt can tip you into a flare. Solution? If you must take a brief NSAID rescue, avoid sodium-loaded formulas, keep salt tight at meals, and weigh yourself daily for a quick 2 to 3 pound jump. You might be thinking, what about aspirin? Low-dose aspirin is usually for platelets, not pain. Practical note, taking ibuprofen too close to immediate release aspirin can blunt aspirin's heart protection. If your clinician says both are needed, they may advise ibuprofen at least 30 minutes after aspirin or 8 hours before. Bigger point, adding ibuprofen or Naproxen to daily aspirin raises GI bleed risk and still strains kidneys. If you're on aspirin and need relief, ask about Acetaminophen first or a topical NSAID to keep systemic exposure low. Microstory, so this sticks. A 72-year-old on losartan, HCTZ, and daily aspirin added Naproxen for shoulder pain. Day 3, his ankles puffed, BP hit 162/94, and he developed new indigestion. He took an antacid and kept the Naproxen. On day 5, climbing stairs felt hard, and he noticed dark stools. In the ER, he had a GI bleed, fluid overload, and a creatinine bump. The fix wasn't more BP medicine. It was stopping the NSAID, treating the bleed, rehydrating carefully, and rebalancing his meds. He went home on a topical plan, an acetaminophen schedule, tighter sodium, and a hard no to oral NSAIDs without clearance. Now, the game changer nobody talks about. NSAIDs can blunt how well some antihypertensives work. So your cough looks worse while the pill you trust is partially muted. If you see a pattern where NSAID days equal higher pressures and tighter rings, believe the pattern. The solution is not doubling down on BP meds. It's removing the block, restoring fluids, and reassessing. Here's a quick triangle checklist you can run today. Kidneys, any swelling, darker urine, or fewer trips. Heart, is your BP up 10 to 20 points, new shortness of breath, or sudden weight gain? Stomach, new indigestion, black stools, coffee ground vomit, dizziness, or unusual fatigue. 2 corners lighting up. Pause NSAIDs now. Hydrate with electrolytes and call your clinician. If any GI bleeding sign appears, go in. If you remember nothing else, remember this. Today's NSAID relief can mean tomorrow's higher blood pressure, swollen ankles, or a bleeding stomach, especially after 60 on BP meds or when dehydrated. Remove the block, restore fluids, and your whole triangle settles. Your personal risk map, who should avoid NSAIDs or limit hard. Let's map your risk so you know when to avoid NSAIDs completely, when to limit hard, and when a brief, hydrated rescue might be reasonable. Think traffic lights. Red means avoid, yellow means limit with rules, green is rare, short, well hydrated, and only after safer options fail. Red light first. Age 60 plus with chronic kidney disease of any stage. If you've ever been told you have reduced kidney function, protein in the urine, or an EGFR below normal for age, systemic NSAIDs jump from maybe to generally avoid unless your clinician directs otherwise. Add diabetes, heart failure, or long-standing hypertension, and your kidney reserve is thinner. That's a hard red unless you have a very specific, time-limited plan coordinated with your clinician. Another red, history of stomach or intestinal ulcers, GI bleeding, or H. pylori treatment. especially if you're on aspirin, anticoagulants, or steroids. NSAIDs reduce stomach protection. After 60, the bleed risk rises sharply. Bleeding lowers oxygen delivery and can worsen kidney strain. If that's you, treat pain locally first, use acetaminophen within your personal limit, and keep oral NSAIDs off your shelf without medical clearance. Yellow light, the medication combo zone. If you're on an ACE inhibitor or ARB, like lisinopril, enalapril, losartan, or valsartan, and you also take a diuretic such as furosemide, torsemide, or hydrochlorothiazide, you're halfway to the triple whammy. Add an NSAID, and filtration can drop fast. Yellow here means topicals first, acetaminophen with dose discipline. And if you ever consider an NSAID, it's the lowest dose, shortest time, only when well hydrated and with blood pressure monitoring. If you stack aspirin, anticoagulants, or steroids on top, your yellow shifts toward red. Now, the dehydration-prone settings that quietly flip the light. Fever, vomiting, diarrhea, heavy sweating, heat waves, long car or plane travel, or fasting for procedures or religious reasons. All of these lower circulating volume. NSAIDs in low volume states are the classic setup for an acute kidney hit. Your rule: pause NSAIDs 48 to 72 hours during and after these states, hydrate with electrolytes, and only reassess once urine is pale and frequent and your blood pressure is back in your normal range. Post-surgery and infection recovery deserve their own caution. You're often on multiple meds, your hemodynamics are in flux, and instructions might vaguely say, use OTC pain relief. Clarify before you start. Ask, are oral NSAIDs allowed for me? For how many days? What signs mean stop and call? Do I need blood pressure or lab checks? If you're discharged on an ACE/ARB and a diuretic, assume NSAIDs are paused unless your team explicitly clears them. Let me make this ultra practical with a 3-question self-check you can run in under 30 seconds. 1. What's my baseline risk? Age 60 plus with CKD, diabetes, heart failure, or long-standing hypertension. 2. Which meds am I on today? ACE inhibitor or ARB, a diuretic, aspirin, anticoagulant, or steroids? 3. What's my fluid status right now? Fever, GI losses, heavy sweating, heat, long travel, or fasting? 1. Yes moves you out of green. 2. Yes put you squarely in yellow, topicals, and acetaminophen within limits. 3. Yes. That's red. Skip oral NSAIDs and talk to your pharmacist or clinician. You might be wondering about just a low daily dose. For seniors, daily exposure is risky because it intersects with dehydrated or sick days you don't plan. If you must keep an NSAID option, convert daily into rescue only with a hard stop. 1 day, maybe 2, never during illness, heat, or a diuretic day. Never with the triple combo, and always with hydration and blood pressure checks. Micro story to anchor this. A 73-year-old with well-controlled diabetes and stage 3 CKD used Naproxen only on tennis days. He also took losartan and HCDZ. During a heat spell, he added a sinus day capsule for a cold, also an NSAID. By Monday, his ankles swelled, BP jumped, urine darkened, and labs showed a creatinine bump. Switching to Diclofenac gel, a precise acetaminophen schedule under 3,000 milligrams, cooling sessions, and hydration stabilized his next labs, and he kept playing with fewer pills. Edge cases need a quick word. Lithium levels can rise with NSAIDs. Certain imaging contrast dyes, some antibiotics, and newer diabetes meds can alter kidney dynamics. Layering NSAIDs on top may need supervision. Bring all prescriptions, OTCs, and supplements to your pharmacist for a 5-minute cross-check. Ask, given my age, labs, and meds, is an NSAID safe this week? If not, what's my best local plan and my acetaminophen ceiling? If you remember nothing else from this map, your age, diagnoses, current meds, and hydration status decide NSAID safety far more than the brand name on the box. When in doubt, go local first, use acetaminophen with strict totals second, and keep oral NSAIDs as a rare, planned rescue with rules. Safer pain strategy framework. Step down, not all or nothing. Most people feel stuck between tough it out and take a pill. The fix is a step-down framework. Start local, add kidney-safe systemic, help with strict numbers, build capacity so you need less, and reserve oral NSAIDs as a rare, short rescue with rules. Once you nail this order, everything else clicks. Step 1. Name the pain so you pick the right tool. Say one clear sentence out loud. Location, quality, and pattern. Right knee aches on stairs and after walks, points to mechanical load with mild inflammation. Hot, swollen wrist after a twist is an acute inflammatory flare. Burning, tingling feet at night is neuropathic. Why this matters: mechanical pain needs strength, pacing, and local care. Neuropathic pain rarely responds to NSAIDs. Acute hot flares might warrant a short, planned rescue if safer options fail. Step 2. Go local first to avoid kidney exposure. Diclofenac gel targets joints near the surface. Knees, hands, ankles, sometimes shoulders, with a fraction of systemic load. The what? Apply the labeled amount around the whole joint line, up to 4 times daily. Rub and fully wash hands. And don't stack with oral NSAIDs. Expect better relief after several days of consistent use. Not one dab. Lidocaine 4% patches, or creams calm focal hot spots and nerve-type irritation. 12 hours on, 12 off for patches. Thin layers for creams up to 3 or 4 times daily. Capsaicin desensitizes nerve endings. Start tiny once daily, then build to 2 or 3 times as tolerated over 1 to 2 weeks. Menthol rubs give short windows for chores or walks. The mistake most people make is underdosing area and frequency. Then declaring topicals don't work. Dose, coverage, and consistency matter. Step 3. Add systemic backup with acetaminophen. Numbers, not vibes. It doesn't clamp kidney blood flow, which is why it's safer here. Many older adults should cap at 3,000 milligrams per 24 hours unless your clinician set a lower limit. Space doses 6 to 8 hours apart. Common pattern: 500 to 1,000 milligrams morning, minus 500 milligrams midday if needed, 500 to 1,000 milligrams evening if pain blocks sleep. Keep a tiny log, time in milligrams, and count hidden acetaminophen in cold/flu combos. If you drink alcohol, go lower or skip it that day. If you need daily use beyond a week, don't quietly extend. Adjust with your clinician. Step 4. Stack simple non-drug wins so pills fade into the background. Heat 5 minutes before activity to loosen. Cool 10 minutes after flares to settle. Use braces or sleeves during activity, not all day, to support without weakening. Pace with the 10% rule. Nudge up time or reps slowly to avoid boom bust. Sleep is recovery fuel. Knee pillow for side sleepers, small pillow under knees for back sleepers, neck supported in line with your spine. Dark room, same wind down. Hydrate steadily. Pale urine tells you you're on track. And electrolytes help on hot or sick days. Quick routine for a knee. Heat, Diclofenac, glute bridges and sit to stands, short walk. Later, cool, gentle quad stretch, Diclofenac again. Most people feel 20 to 30% less pain in a week when this is consistent. Step 5. Condition-specific add-ons, one at a time. Omega-3, rich meals 2 to 3 times a week support joint comfort. Curcumin can modestly help osteoarthritis. Pick a product with black pepper extract or a formulated version for absorption, and check interactions if you're on anticoagulants. Magnesium glycinate can help sleep or cramps if you're low, coordinate if you have bowel sensitivity or kidney issues. The rule: add 1 change for 2 to 4 weeks. Track impact. Stop if there's no clear benefit. Don't let supplements distract from the basics. Step 6. The rescue rule separates beginners from pros. If you must use an oral NSAID, make it a short, planned rescue with tight guardrails. Lowest effective dose: 1 day, 48 hours max. Only when well hydrated, blood pressure is in your normal range. and you are not in the triple whammy setup, AC/ERB plus diuretic, or dehydrated from illness, heat, or travel. No stacking multiple NSAIDs, and don't combine oral NSAIDs with Diclofenac gel. Write a hard stop on paper before you start. During rescue, wait daily, check blood pressure, and watch urine color and frequency. If ankles puff, BP jumps, or urine darkens, stop immediately and pivot back to local care and acetaminophen. Let me show you exactly how to run a step-down day for a knee flare. Morning, 5 minutes of heat, Diclofenac gel to the whole knee, 10 glute bridges, 8 sit-to-stands, and a 10-minute walk. Hydrate. Midday. If pain limits movement, take 500 to 1,000 milligrams acetaminophen, then a brief errand with a knee sleeve. Evening, cool pack 10 minutes, gentle quad and calf stretches, gel again, and 500 to 1,000 milligrams acetaminophen. If sleep will suffer, stay under your daily cap. If, after all that, pain still blocks sleep, and you're hydrated, not on the triple combo, and BP is normal for you, consider one NSAID rescue dose with a note to stop the next day. Common mistakes to avoid: bedtime NSAIDs out of habit, inconsistent topical use, skipping strength work, eyeballing acetaminophen totals, and taking NSAIDs on diuretic days or during illness. The shortcut nobody teaches: pair every pain reliever with a builder, topical plus a mobility drill, acetaminophen plus sleep upgrade. If you use a rescue dose, you also schedule rest, hydration, and a BP check. Micro story for the payoff. A 70-year-old with knee OA shifted from daily ibuprofen to this step down. He used Diclofenac gel twice daily, bridges and sit-to-stands 3 days a week, 2 10-minute walks daily, and a clear acetaminophen log under 3,000 milligrams. In 2 weeks, he cut pills by half. In a month, he'd used 1 rescue NSAID dose on a cool, well-hydrated day with no swelling or BP jump. His labs held steady, and stairs felt easier because his glutes were finally helping. If you remember nothing else, local first with consistency, systemic acetaminophen with strict numbers second, daily builders that reduce the cause, and oral NSAIDs last, rare, short, and only under safe conditions. That's how you feel better now and keep your kidneys for the long run. Acetaminophen, useful alternative, real limits. Let's talk about the safer systemic backup. Acetaminophen. The why is simple. Unlike NSAIDs, it doesn't clamp kidney blood flow. That makes it the go-to for many seniors when pain blocks sleep or movement. But there's a catch. You have to respect the numbers because the risk shifts to your liver, and hidden acetaminophen in combo products makes overdosing easier than you think. What it does: acetaminophen lowers pain and fever. It won't deflate a hot, swollen joint like an NSAID, but when you pair it with topicals, heat before activity, and cool after, it often gives enough relief to function while protecting kidney perfusion. The payoff is systemic help without the inflow clamp we've been avoiding. Your personal cap matters. Many older adults do best at or below 3,000 milligrams in 24 hours unless your clinician sets a lower limit. If you drink alcohol, have liver disease, are frail, or underweight, you likely need less. Get a number you can stick to. The how is straightforward. Space doses 6 to 8 hours apart and count every milligram from every product. A practical schedule looks like this: 500 to 1,000 milligrams in the morning if pain limits your startup, 500 milligrams midday only if you still need it, and 500 to 1,000 milligrams in the evening if pain will block sleep. If you take 2 1,000 milligrams doses, you've got room for just 1 more 1,000 or 2 500s within the day's cap. When pain is tolerable after local care, skip the dose and save capacity for later. Now here's where most people mess up. They eyeball totals and forget hidden sources. Cold, flu, and PM products often list acetaminophen as acetaminophen, APAP, or just bury it in a multi-ingredient line. The fix is a tiny log, Note the time, product, and milligrams. It takes 10 seconds and prevents the two big errors: double dosing acetaminophen and stacking it with alcohol. Let me show you exactly how to run acetaminophen alongside your step-down plan. Morning. Topical routine first, Diclofenac gel to the joint. Short warm-up, then decide. If pain still blocks movement, take 500 to 1,000 milligrams, drink a glass of water, and start your stability drill. Midday. Reassess. If pain is manageable, don't take more just because the clock says so. Evening. Restore. Cool pack 10 minutes, gentle stretch. Reapply gel, then a final 500 to 1,000 milligrams, only if sleep would suffer without it. Stay under your cap and reset the 24-hour clock from your first dose, not midnight. Common red flags that mean slow down or stop. Needing more than 3,000 milligrams daily without clinician guidance. Taking more than 1,000 milligrams at once. Mixing multiple alcoholic drinks with acetaminophen the same day. Or redosing early because it hasn't kicked in yet. Give each dose up to an hour to judge the effect. If you're using it daily for more than a week, don't drift, check in, and adjust the plan. You might be thinking, what if my pain feels clearly inflammatory? For short, acute flares, hot, swollen joint after a twist. NSAIDs can work better at reducing inflammation, but only under the rescue rules we set. Lowest dose 24 to 48 hours max, fully hydrated, not in a triple whammy setup, and with blood pressure monitoring. Otherwise, lean on topicals and acetaminophen while you build capacity. A micro story to make this stick. A 71-year-old with hand OA kept waking at 3 a.m. He'd reach for ibuprofen nightly. We swapped to a routine, evening diclofenac gel, to both hands, 5 minutes of gentle tendon glides, cool pack, then 500 to 1,000 milligrams acetaminophen. He slept through most nights, stayed under 2,500 milligrams daily, and his morning stiffness window shrank. No ankle swelling, no BP spikes, and his next labs were steady. Here's the shortcut nobody teaches. Pair every dose with a builder and a number. Builder means local care and movement that reduces tomorrow's need. Number means you're running total for the day. If you remember nothing else about acetaminophen, remember this. It's kidney-friendly when you respect your cap, space your doses, avoid hidden sources, and skip alcohol. Count every milligram, and it'll do its job without creating new problems. Topical painkillers that work without kidney hit, for joint and muscle pain. Topicals are the quiet win because they act where it hurts with far less drug in your bloodstream. That keeps kidney strain low while giving you real relief. 4 lanes matter. Diclofenac gel, lidocaine patches or creams, capsaicin, and classic menthol or methyl salicylate rubs. Match the tool to the problem, use enough product, and stay consistent. You'll cut pills fast. Start with diclofenac gel. It's an NSAID, but on skin it delivers a fraction of what a pill does systemically. That's why it's a go-to for knees, hands, ankles, and some shoulder spots. The why. Inflammation near the surface responds well, and the bloodstream gets only a small dose. The what. Apply the labeled amount, usually a measured ribbon, to the entire joint line, front and sides, up to 4 times daily. Rub it in fully and wash your hands. The how. Think consistency, not one dab before bed. You'll see better relief after several days of steady use. Critical rule. Don't pair oral NSAIDs with diclofenac gel. You're stacking the same class. Now here's where most people mess up. They underdose area and frequency, then say it didn't work. Give the joint full coverage, and keep the schedule for 1 to 2 weeks before judging. Skip heating pads over the gel. Extra heat can change absorption. Lidocaine is your precision tool for irritable spots and nerve-type pain. A tender thumb base, a focal shoulder trigger point, a burning strip down the calf. Those are lidocaine targets. OTC 4% patches are simple. Place over the sore zone on intact skin. up to 12 hours on, 12 off. Creams work too. Thin layers 3 to 4 times daily on the exact spot. Not everywhere. Keep it clean and dry, and avoid stacking multiple lidocaine products at once. Tip: if a joint plus a hot spot both ache, use Diclofenac on the joint and a single lidocaine patch on the worst trigger, separate lanes, no conflict. Capsaicin is different. It desensitizes pain fibers with repeated use, which helps osteoarthritis hands, neuropathic patches, and stubborn areas. The why: it turns down the volume on overactive pain signals. The what: start tiny, pea-sized, for a small area once daily for several days, then build to 2 or 3 times daily as tolerated. Expect warmth or sting early. That's normal. The how: wash hands thoroughly after, and keep it away from eyes, mouth, and sensitive skin. A thin moisturizer first can soften the initial burn if needed. Give it 1 to 2 weeks before judging. Consistency is the secret. Menthol and methyl salicylate rubs deliver quick, short windows of comfort. They won't shrink inflammation, but they calm muscle tension and distract pain pathways. Use them before a walk, chores, or after activity to settle things. Duration is brief, often an hour or 2, so pair that window with a task or mobility drill you want to accomplish. Application rules keep you safe and effective. Always apply to clean, intact skin. No rashes, cuts, or freshly shaved areas. Respect dose and area. More isn't better. Wash hands after every application. If you're using a patch, press edges well and avoid soaking it in hot baths or saunas. Don't combine 2 different NSAID topicals together. And don't add oral NSAIDs on top of Diclofenac gel. If you're on daily low-dose aspirin, that's separate, but still confirm your plan with your clinician. So, how do you put this into a routine? Here's a neat plan that works. Morning: gentle 5-minute warm-up, then a measured ribbon of Diclofenac gel around the knee. Do your stability set, glute bridges and sit-to-stands, then a short walk. Midday: if a focal spot nags, place a 4% lidocaine patch for up to 12 hours. Evening: cool pack 10 minutes. A small capsaicin amount if you tolerate it, then another Diclofenac application. Track pain before and after. Expect early gains in a few days, stronger relief by week 2. Micro story so this lands. A 74-year-old with hand OA swapped nightly ibuprofen for Diclofenac gel to the whole hand joints every morning and evening, plus capsaicin tiny dots on the worst knuckles after dinner. She added a lidocaine patch to her most irritable thumb base during errands. In 10 days, her grip felt steadier, morning stiffness shortened, and she skipped systemic pills 5 out of 7 days. Common mistakes to avoid: dabbing a tiny spot instead of covering the joint, using topicals only when pain peaks instead of consistently, layering heat over gels, or mixing oral and topical NSAIDs. The shortcut nobody teaches: pair each topical with a purpose. Gel plus a mobility drill. Patch plus a walk window. Menthol, rub plus a chore you want to finish. That's how you turn short relief into lasting function with minimal kidney hit. Movement, strength, and posture. Pain reduction without pills. This is where you start needing fewer pills because your body does more of the work. The goal isn't hero workouts. It's smart, steady inputs that offload joints, calm nerves, and spread load to the muscles meant to carry it. Once you nail the basics, pain eases, swelling settles, and your "I need something" moments drop. Start with the 2 biggest builders for knees and hips: glute bridges and sit-to-stands. Bridges teach your glutes to share load, so your knees stop taking every step alone. Lie on your back, knees bent, feet hip-width. Squeeze your butt first, then lift your hips until you're a straight line from shoulders to knees. Hold 1 second, lower slow. Start with 2 sets of 8, building to 3 sets of 10. Sit-to-stands mimic your day: chairs, toilets, car seats. Scoot forward, feet under knees, Lean slightly, drive through your heels, stand tall, then control down. 2 sets of 6, building to 3 sets of 10. If knees cave in, press them gently out over your toes. Add side-lying clamshells to stabilize hips. Knees bent, feet together. Raise the top knee without rolling your pelvis back. You should feel it in your outer hip, not your back. 2 sets of 8, building to 3 sets of 12. When stairs or long walks ache, these 3 moves spread force to the right muscles and reduce joint irritation that drives NSAID cravings. For backs and shoulders, think posture and anti-rotation, not crunch marathons. Scapular sets. Sit or stand tall, gently pull your shoulder blades down and back like you're sliding them into your back pockets. Hold 3 seconds, relax. 2 sets of 10. Wall slides next. Back, head, elbows and wrists against the wall if you can. Slide your arms up and down without shrugging. 1 to 2 sets of 6 to 8. For core, a simple press out works wonders. Hold a light band, towel, or even your hands clasped at your chest. Then press straight out and resist your torso twisting. 2 sets of 8 each side. Your spine loves stability more than strain. Now here's where most people mess up. They jump too fast and flare things up. Use the 10% rule. If you walked 20 minutes total yesterday, do 22 today, not 40. If you did 2 sets of 8 bridges, go to 2 sets of 9 before adding another exercise. Small, boring progress beats boom-bust cycles that send you back to pills. Mobility keeps tissues gliding. Try heel slides for knees. Lying down, bend, and straighten slowly in a pain-free arc for 20 reps. Ankle pumps, point and flex 20 times to help swelling move. Hip hinges at the counter. Soft knees hinge at the hips. Keep your back neutral. Return tall for 10 smooth reps. For sciatica-type symptoms, a gentle nerve glide helps. Sit tall, extend your knee as you bring toes toward you, then bend the knee and point toes slowly for 10 reps. None of these should spike pain. They should feel smooth and easy. Pacing your day matters. Break activity into bite-sized blocks and pair them with relief. Before a walk, use 5 minutes of heat to loosen. After, do 10 minutes of cool on a cranky joint. On grocery days, wear a light brace or sleeve for the task, then take it off at home so muscles still work. Think support during demand, not support all day. Sleep is your silent healer. For side sleepers, a pillow between your knees keeps hips stacked and reduces back torque. For back sleepers, a small pillow under knees unloads the low back. Support your neck so it stays in line with your spine. No crane angles. A 5-minute wind down. Dim lights, gentle breathing, easy stretches, turns down pain signals. If your mattress sags, a medium firm topper often steadies the night. Hydration doubles as a pain tool. Even mild dehydration stiffens tissues and cramps muscles, and it stresses kidneys. Aim for pale yellow urine. On hot, sweaty, or sick days, add electrolytes rather than just chugging plain water. That one tweak often cuts late-day aches and keeps your blood pressure stable. Let me show you exactly how to stack this into a simple day. Morning, 5-minute warm-up, march in place, hip hinges, arm circles, then bridges, clamshells, and sit-to-stands. Finish with a 10-minute walk. Midday, posture check, scapular sets, wall slides, and another 10-minute walk. Evening, heel slides or gentle quad and calf stretches. A third short walk if you're up for it. Then 10 minutes of cool on the sore joint. If nerves are spicy, add a few seated sciatic glides, slow and smooth. Micro story to make this real. A 69-year-old with knee OA leaned on an afternoon ibuprofen for months. We added bridges and sit-to-stands 3 days a week, 2 10-minute walks daily, and a knee pillow at night. He kept his Diclofenac gel routine and used the 10% rule for walks. In 2 weeks, he cut NSAIDs to twice a week. In a month, once. Stairs felt easier because his glutes finally helped, his morning stiffness window shrank, and his blood pressure stopped yo-yoing on pain days. Common mistakes to avoid: holding your breath on effort, shrugging during wall slides, letting knees collapse inward on sit-to-stands, and skipping rest days. Breathe out on the hard part, keep shoulders down, track knees over toes, and take one light day between harder sessions. The shortcut nobody teaches: pair every exercise with a purpose and a payoff you can see. 1 extra sit to stand, 2 minutes more walking, 5 fewer stiffness minutes at wake up. When those numbers climb, your pill count falls. That's how you win this without risking your kidneys. Food, hydration, and supplements reduce inflammation safely. Let's lower the baseline pain so you reach for fewer pills and your kidneys stay happy. Start with the easiest lever to pull today: hydration. Your kidneys want steady, not sporadic. Aim for pale yellow urine all day. On heat, sweat, travel, fever, vomiting, or diarrhea days, add electrolytes instead of pounding plain water. Small, frequent sips beat big gulps. Open loop you need to close. Dehydration plus NSAIDs is the fastest path to a lab surprise. Fixing fluids first prevents half of those hits. Now the plate. You don't need a new diet, you need a pain-smart pattern. Build meals around 3 anchors: protein for repair, color for quieting inflammation, and smart fats for joint comfort. Spread protein across the day, palm size at meals, so tissues get a steady supply. Add 2 to 3 servings of omega-3 rich fish weekly: salmon, sardines, mackerel. That swap alone often trims flare days. Fill half your plate with color: berries, leafy greens, tomatoes, peppers, and cruciferous veggies like broccoli or cauliflower. Those polyphenol and fibers help calm low-level inflammation and support weight control, which unloads your joints. The hidden saboteur after 60 is sodium. High-salt foods, canned soups, deli meats, chips, fast food, invite fluid retention and raise blood pressure, the exact combo that worsens NSAID strain. Keep salt modest across the week. If ankles puff by evening or you see a 2 to 3 pound jump overnight, tighten sodium for a few days and watch it unwind. Let me show you exactly how to build a kidney-happy, pain-smart day. Breakfast: Greek yogurt or eggs with berries and a sprinkle of walnuts. 8 to 12 ounces of water with a pinch of electrolytes if it's hot. Lunch: salmon salad on leafy greens with olive oil and lemon, plus whole grain crackers. Mid-afternoon: apple with a small handful of almonds and another glass of water. Dinner: roasted chicken or tofu, a big salad with olive oil vinaigrette, and a side of colorful veggies. Evening: tea, a light snack if needed, and small sips of water. Enough for hydration, not so much that sleep suffers. Supplements can help, but only when they're targeted and checked against your meds. Curcumin, the active in turmeric, has evidence for modest osteoarthritis relief. Look for a product with black pepper extract, piperine, or a formulated version for better absorption. If you're on anticoagulants or antiplatelets, check interactions first. Start low, take with meals, and give it 2 to 4 weeks. If nothing changes, stop. No supplement deserves a forever trial without a clear benefit. Omega-3s are next. If fish isn't your thing, discuss a fish oil supplement with your clinician or pharmacist, especially if you're on blood thinners. Often, simply getting fatty fish on the table twice weekly gets you close without adding a capsule. Magnesium glycinate can help sleep and cramps if you're low. Glycinate is gentler on the stomach than some forms. If stools loosen with citrate, back down. Always align magnesium plans with your clinician if you have kidney disease. Here's where most people mess up. They add 3 supplements at once, then can't tell what helped, or they forget to check for interactions. Keep it boring and effective, 1 change at a time. Track pain, stiffness minutes, sleep quality, and morning energy for 2 weeks, then decide. And remember, Supplements don't replace fundamentals. Hydration, color, protein balance, omega-3 meals, and sodium control move the needle more than any bottle. Coffee and alcohol deserve quick rules. Coffee in moderate amounts is fine for many and can fit a kidney-friendly routine. Just don't let it replace water. Pair each mug with a glass of water. Alcohol plus NSAIDs is the GI bleed setup. Alcohol plus high acetaminophen is a liver stressor. If you drink, keep it light, avoid NSAIDs that day, and don't stack acetaminophen with multiple drinks. Microstory, so this sticks. A 72-year-old with knee OA shifted from salted soups and crackers to a big lunch salad with salmon, olive oil, and colorful veggies, added 2 12-ounce electrolyte waters on hot days, and swapped evening chips for berries and yogurt. In 10 days, her evening ankle puffiness dropped, morning stiffness shortened, and her I need a pill moments fell from daily to twice a week without changing her exercises. Here's the shortcut nobody teaches. Set 3 daily non-negotiables: pale urine, 2 plates heavy on color, and a sodium check at dinner. On high-risk days, heat, sweat, travel, fever, preload and reload electrolytes and keep salt tight. Add 1 vetted supplement at a time, track outcomes, and cut it if it doesn't earn its keep. If you remember nothing else, steady fluids, colorful plates, omega-3s, and modest sodium quietly lower pain and protect your kidneys so you can save pills for when you truly need them. Sick day rules: when not to take NSAIDs. Sick days are when NSAIDs flip from helpful to harmful. If you're losing fluids, fighting a fever, or your blood pressure and kidney blood flow are already shifting, pause NSAIDs. No guessing. Here's the simple rule: fever, vomiting, diarrhea, poor intake, heavy sweating, long travel, or fasting equals no oral NSAIDs for 48 to 72 hours while you rehydrate and stabilize. Start with the big 3. Fever with vomiting or diarrhea. That's an immediate no. Use acetaminophen within your safe cap for fever, and aches, sip oral rehydration solution or a low-sugar electrolyte mix. And rest. When urine is pale again, you're peeing regularly, appetite returns, and dizziness is gone. Then reassess with your clinician or pharmacist. Heat waves, yard work days, and long travels sit in the same danger lane. You're volume depleted even if you don't feel thirsty. Skip NSAIDs on those days. Preload and reload fluids with electrolytes. Use topicals for local pain, add a cool pack, and lean on acetaminophen within your limit if you still need systemic help. Resume NSAIDs only after a full day of normal hydration and a blood pressure reading that's back in your usual range. If you're on antibiotics for a kidney or urinary infection, press pause on NSAIDs unless your prescriber explicitly tells you to use them. Your kidneys are already inflamed, and adjusting flow, clamping inflow with an NSAID adds strain. Treat pain locally, hydrate, and use acetaminophen carefully while you recover. Now the triple whammy reminder, because this is the classic crash: ACE inhibitor or ARB plus a diuretic plus an NSAID during illness or dehydration. If you take lisinopril or losartan and a diuretic like HCDZ, furosemide, or torsemide, your default on sick, hot, or low fluid days is no NSAIDs. Even 1 or 2 doses at the wrong moment can push you into an acute hit. That includes sinus day, cold/flu, or PM pain, combos that hide NSAIDs in small print. So what do you use instead? First, fluids. Small, frequent sips with electrolytes if you have fever, sweat heavily, or have GI losses. Second, acetaminophen within your personal cap for fever and body aches. Third, symptom-specific care. Cool cloths for fever, saline spray and humidifier for congestion, throat lozenges, honey with tea if appropriate, and gentle mobility to avoid stiffness. For joints, keep Diclofenac gel, Lidocaine patches or creams, and brief cool packs in rotation. Here's a simple sick day flow that works. Morning fever and loose stools? Skip NSAIDs. take 500 to 1,000 milligrams acetaminophen, start oral rehydration, rest, and reapply your topical for joint pain. If you're on a diuretic, ask your clinician whether to hold it temporarily. Many have specific sick day plans. Recheck your blood pressure later. If it's unusually low or you get lightheaded on standing, keep hydrating and call your clinician for guidance. For heat or travel days, preload fluids the day before, pack electrolyte packets, and move every couple of hours. Stand, ankle pumps, a short walk. If pain spikes in transit, use a topical or a timed acetaminophen dose. Save NSAIDs for a normal hydration day with a normal blood pressure reading. Red flags mean stop NSAIDs immediately and seek care. Black, tarry stools, vomit that looks like coffee grounds, severe abdominal pain, chest pain or pressure, no urine for 8 to 12 hours, new confusion, or shortness of breath at rest. After any suspected kidney hit, low urine plus swelling or a big blood pressure jump. Ask if you need labs before restarting NSAIDs. A quick check of creatinine, EGFR, and potassium gives you a safe restart line. You might wonder, what if I really need anti-inflammatory power during a flare while sick? That's when you call your clinician. Sometimes a targeted injection, a different plan, or timing adjustments make sense under supervision. Don't self-navigate a flare with dehydration and a triple whammy setup. If you remember nothing else, fever, GI losses, heat, sweat, long travel, or fasting equals pause NSAIDs for 48 to 72 hours. Hydrate with electrolytes, use topicals, and choose acetaminophen within limits. Restart only when urine is pale, blood pressure is back to your normal, and your clinician or pharmacist says it's safe. Label mastery and medication audit. Let's bulletproof your home shelf so a quick dose doesn't become a quiet kidney hit. The rule is simple. Ignore the front of the box, master the back. Your scan starts with the active ingredient. Say it out loud. Ibuprofen 200 milligrams, Naproxen 220 milligrams, acetaminophen 500 milligrams, Diclofenac topical 1%. If the word is ibuprofen or naproxen anywhere in active ingredient, that's an oral NSAID. If it's diclofenac in a gel, that's topical, different exposure. Now the duplicate trap. Arthritis, body aches, sinus day, PM pain, and migraine can all hide the same NSAID. The fix: compare actives across every product you plan to use today. If two labels share ibuprofen or naproxen, you're stacking. If one says acetaminophen and the other is a combo cold/flu that also lists acetaminophen or APAP, you're double dosing your liver. Timing tripwire next. Directions tell you max tablets per day and hours between doses. Respect both. NSAIDs need spacing to limit kidney clamp time. Acetaminophen needs spacing to protect your liver. If one product says every 6 hours and the other says every 8, you follow the stricter spacing, and the lower daily max warnings are your personal map. Hunt these words: kidney disease, dehydration, diuretics, high blood pressure, heart failure, older age. If two apply to you today, you're already in the yellow zone. Topicals first, acetaminophen within your cap, and skip oral NSAIDs unless a clinician cleared a short rescue. Other ingredients can undermine you. Pseudoephedrine and phenylephrine raise blood pressure. Diphenhydramine sedates and can mask symptoms. Caffeine may nudge pressures and sleep. Effervescent or soluble tablets can be salty. Bad pair with NSAID water retention. Open loop to close. Totals. Labels assume you track milligrams across all products and hours. Most people don't. Fix it with a 10-second med log in your phone. Time, product, active milligrams. That log saves kidneys and livers more than any gadget on your counter. Let me show you a 30-second pharmacy script. That works. I'm 72 on losartan and HCDZ with early CKD. I'm avoiding oral NSAIDs. Does this product hide an NSAID or extra acetaminophen? What topical routine and acetaminophen schedule under 3,000 milligrams would you recommend? That clarity invites the pharmacist to protect you. Now, do a 5-step medication audit at home. 1. Gather every bottle, prescriptions, OTCs, and supplements. 2. List name, strength, dose, and why you take it. 3. Start kidney blood flow and volume changers, ACE inhibitor or ARB, diuretic, and any NSAID. 4. Highlight bleed risk adders, aspirin, anticoagulants, steroids. 5. Circle combos with hidden acetaminophen or NSAIDs. Bring that list to your pharmacist or clinician yearly. For a spring clean, ask 3 questions. Which items interact with NSAIDs, which raise my GI bleed risk? And what can I replace with a topical or non-drug plan? If you track blood pressure at home, add 3 days of morning and evening readings. Patterns matter more than one spike. Labs help you personalize. Write down your latest EGFR, creatinine, potassium, and hemoglobin. If EGFR is trending down quicker than expected for age, tighten NSAID exposure and sodium for a month, and recheck. If potassium runs high, remember NSAIDs plus ACE/ARB can nudge it further. Another reason to choose topicals first. If hemoglobin dips without explanation, review for slow GI loss and pause oral NSAIDs until cleared. Microstory so this sticks. A 75-year-old lined up her meds, losartan, HCDZ, aspirin, 2 arthritis brands, a PM pain, a sinus box, and a cold/flu bottle. The active lines revealed 3 ibuprofen products and hidden acetaminophen in the cold/flu. Her pharmacist swapped 1 arthritis pill for diclofenac gel, set a 2,500 to 3,000 milligrams acetaminophen ceiling with spacing, and parked the PM product in a bin labeled check first. Her next month? Fewer pills, steadier blood pressure, no ankle puff, and a cleaner med shelf. Set up your cabinet by lanes. 1 plain acetaminophen with your personal daily cap written on the bottle. 1 topical NSAID, 1 lidocaine, 1 menthol rub. Combo cold/flu products in a separate check labels bin. Put a sticky on any NSAID bottle. Pause for fever, vomiting, diarrhea, heat, travel, fasting, ACE/ARB plus diuretic. 2 quick pattern interrupts to keep you safe. If your cuff jumps 10 to 20 points on NSAID days, believe the pattern and pull the NSAID, not add more BP medicine. If your urine darkens and trips to the bathroom drop after a couple of doses, that's a pause signal. Hydrate with electrolytes, switch to topicals and acetaminophen, and call for guidance. If you remember nothing else from this audit, active line first, duplicates flagged, totals logged, pharmacist looped in, labs noted, and your shelf organized by lanes. That's how you stop quiet kidney hits before they start. Warning signs, labs, and when to seek help. Let's make the warning signs simple, tight, and actionable so you can act early instead of reacting late. Start with fluid signals. If your shoes feel tighter by evening, rings don't slide, or your socks leave deeper marks than usual, that's your first nudge. Add a sudden 2 to 4 pounds up in 24 to 48 hours without big meals. That's fluid retention until proven otherwise. Pair that with a home blood pressure bump of 10 to 20 points on NSAID days, and your kidneys are asking for a pause. Urine is your dashboard. Pale yellow is steady. Apple juice dark means low volume or early strain. If you're going less often after a couple of NSAID doses, especially with darker color, hit the brakes. Energy shifts count too. Unusual fatigue, brain fog, mild shortness of breath up a flight of stairs, or lightheadedness when you stand, those show up when waste isn't clearing well or when you're holding extra fluid. Here's a home monitoring routine that works. When you start or increase NSAID use, measure blood pressure morning and evening for 3 days. Sit quietly for 5 minutes, feet flat, arms supported at heart level. Take 2 readings a minute apart and log the second. If your 3-day average sits more than 10 points above your normal, or you see 150 to 90 or higher with swelling, pause NSAIDs, hydrate with electrolytes, elevate legs briefly, and call your clinician. Weight logs help too. Step on the scale each morning after you pee. Same time, similar clothes. A jump of 2 or more pounds overnight, or 3 to 4 across 2 days, suggests fluid. Combine that with tighter rings or shoes, and you've got enough evidence to stop the NSAID and reassess. Labs translate all of this into numbers. For Mattermost, EGFR, creatinine, potassium, and hemoglobin. EGFR tells you filtration. The trend beats any single number. If it's drifting down faster than expected for age, or it dips after an illness or NSAID burst, that's a red flag. Creatinine rises when filtering falls. A clear jump from your usual deserves attention. Potassium can creep up with NSAIDs, ACE inhibitors or ARBs, and dehydration. Too high can affect heart rhythm. Hemoglobin catches slow GI blood loss from NSAIDs. Fatigue and breathlessness might be your only clues. When you check labs, after any significant illness, fever, vomiting, diarrhea, heat stress, or a suspected triple whammy exposure, ask about a quick panel before restarting NSAIDs. If urine stayed dark or infrequent, swelling lingered, or blood pressure spiked, that panel, creatinine, EGFR, potassium, sometimes hemoglobin, gives you a safe restart line. If you've ever had an acute kidney injury, build this in, pause NSAIDs during stress, hydrate, and get labs if 2 or more red flags cluster. Now, the call now list. Call your clinician the same day if you notice 2 or more of these after NSAID use. Sudden weight gain, new or worsening swelling, blood pressure up by more than 10 points for 2 days, darker urine with reduced frequency, unusual fatigue or brain fog, or mild shortness of breath. They may tighten your plan, order labs, adjust meds, and set clear restart rules. And there are true emergency signs. Don't wait on these. Black, tarry stools or vomit that looks like coffee grounds signal GI bleeding. Severe abdominal pain, chest pain or pressure, or fainting are urgent. No urine for 8 to 12 hours, severe shortness of breath at rest, or new confusion, go to the ER. If you're on anticoagulants or dual antiplatelets, any bleeding sign needs immediate care. Microstory to show the payoff. A 71-year-old kept a simple 3-line log on rescue NSAID days: morning and evening blood pressure, weight at wake-up, urine color, and frequency. On a hot week, his evening pressure rose from 128 to 76 to 156 to 92, weight jumped 2 pounds, and urine darkened. He paused the NSAID, switched to Diclofenac gel, and timed acetaminophen, added electrolytes, and called his clinician. Labs the next day showed a small creatinine bump, caught early. 1 week later, he was back at baseline, no hospital, and he kept the log for future flares. Here's the shortcut nobody teaches. Link 3 checks to every NSAID decision: blood pressure trend, urine pattern, and swelling or overnight weight. 1 change, watch. 2 changes, pause and call. Any bleed sign or extreme shortness of breath, go now. If you're on an ACE inhibitor or ARB plus a diuretic, your threshold to pause is even lower. If you remember nothing else, remember this: your body gives you quiet signals before the labs crash. Catch clusters early. Stop the NSAID. Hydrate with electrolytes, loop in your clinician, and verify with targeted labs before you restart. Early action turns a spiral into a speed bump. The 7-point kidney-safe pain checklist. Let's turn all of this into a quick, repeatable pre-dose routine. Run this checklist in under 2 minutes before you reach for any pill. 1. Name the pain and the goal. Say 1 sentence out loud: location, quality, and pattern. Then the goal for the next 24 hours. Right knee aches on stairs after walks. I need to sleep through tonight. If it's mechanical or nerve type, you're already steering away from daily NSAIDs. 2. Check your risk map. Are you 60 plus with CKD, diabetes, heart failure, or long-standing hypertension? Are you on an ACE inhibitor or ARB, a diuretic, aspirin, anticoagulants, or steroids? 1 yes moves you out of green, 2 yes puts you in yellow, 3 yes is red, no oral NSAIDs today. 3. Fluids and today's context. Fever, vomiting, diarrhea, heat, heavy sweat, long travel, or fasting. That's a pause zone for NSAIDs for 48 to 72 hours. If your urine isn't pale and frequent, fix hydration first with electrolytes, not just plain water. For local first with intent, Diclofenac gel on surface joints, Lidocaine for a focal hotspot, Capsaicin for desensitizing stubborn areas, menthol/methyl salicylate for short windows. Apply enough, cover the whole joint line, and use them consistently. Pair each application with a purpose, gel plus a mobility drill, patch plus a walk window. 5. Systemic backup with strict numbers. If you still need help, Capsaicin at or below 3,000 milligrams per 24 hours unless your clinician gave you a lower limit. Space doses 6 to 8 hours apart. Keep a tiny log, time in milligrams, and scan every product for hidden acetaminophen or NSAIDs. If pain is tolerable after local care, skip the dose and save capacity for night. 6. NSAID rescue rules, rare and planned. Lowest effective dose, 1 day, 48 hours max. Only when you're well hydrated, blood pressure is in your normal range, and you are not in the triple whammy ACE/ERB plus diuretic or any dehydrated state. No stacking multiple NSAIDs, and never combine oral NSAIDs with Diclofenac gel. Write a hard stop before you start. During the rescue, wait daily, check blood pressure, and watch urine color and frequency. Any swelling, pressure jump, or darker urine, stop immediately and pivot back to local care and acetaminophen. 7. Monitor and adjust. Link 3 checks to every NSAID decision: blood pressure trend, urine pattern, and swelling or overnight weight. 1 change, watch closely. 2 changes, pause and call. For patterns, NSAID days equal higher pressures and tighter rings. Believe the pattern and remove the block. Once a week, review your log: which day triggered a rescue dose, what you ate and drank, how you slept, and which exercises you completed. Strengthen the weakest link next week: pacing, hydration, sleep setup, or stabilizers, so you need fewer pills. Quick run through to lock it in. Knee ache after gardening, pain sentence, and goal. Risk map says you're on losartan and HCDZ, yellow. It's hot, pause NSAIDs. Local first, Diclofenac gel bridges, sit to stands. Systemic, 500 to 1,000 milligrams acetaminophen if movement still stalls, logged, and spaced. Hydrate with electrolytes. Evening, cool pack gel again, sleep setup. You wake lighter with no ankle puff, and you didn't need an NSAID. If you remember nothing else from this checklist, say the pain and goal, scan risk and fluids, go local first, count every milligram of acetaminophen, reserve NSAIDs for rare, safe rescues, and always link BP, urine, and swelling to your decisions. The checklist turns guesswork into a habit that protects your kidneys while still getting you relief. Here's the takeaway. After 60, daily NSAIDs quietly raise blood pressure, stress kidneys, and increase bleeding. Use local care first, acetaminophen with numbers, and rare, rules-based NSAID rescues. Subscribe for practical senior health guides. Then watch the next video on simple strength moves that cut joint pain without pills. Bring your meds to your pharmacist this week for a 5-minute safety review. And update your home pain plan today.